What if you could turn one image into multiple different scenes and then animate them all in the same workflow? Today, we're using a tool that can do just that. I've built 3 custom workflows that I'm going to share in this video. First, I will show you an AI workflow that lets you create a custom character with different camera angles. It also animates that character, so that gives you all type of different shots. Next, I'm going to show you a way how you can use the same workflow for making cinematic looking videos. And then lastly, I will share with you my workflow of how you can use this for cinematic ads. Now for these workflows, we're using a tool that is called Imagine Art, and this allows you to build custom workflows, and you can even get access to my workflows by clicking the link in the description down below. Now once you've signed up to Imagine Art, this is the page that you will see, and we're gonna go over to workflow. Now I already have built my workflow, which I'm gonna share with you in this video. So this is the workflow that we're gonna use for this. The great thing about workflows is that you have a complete overview of what's going on with your scenes, your images, and your prompts. I've built this in a way that you can fully customize your own character. So first, you want to start off with your character builder. Now, all of these prompts are connected into this prompt combiner. This is one of the cool things you can do with this tool. Now, that prompt leads into this image generator, which is basically Nano Banana Pro. Now, what we can do here is we can completely customize our character. So the first thing, you don't want to change it. You want to keep it a full body shot so that you have a complete overview of your character. Then the second thing is the identity. Who are they? What is the age range? You can add some specific here. So I'm going with a man in his late 40s that is from African ethnicity. He is a coal miner, has an eye patch and a hand hook, and he has a torn miner outfit. Then lastly, for the setting and background, I'm adding in that he is standing near the entrance of a coal mine. Now then it combines all of these prompts into one image, and it generated this image for me. We're using Nano Banana Pro, but you can easily switch between Seedream 4.5 if you prefer using that. Now, next up, it's connected to this router. What a router does, it's basically rerouting your input into different prompts or different generators. So in this case, I'm using this image, I connected it to the router, and then I'm connecting it to all of these different image generators. So all of these prompts, unless you want to have a different camera angle, you don't want to change. All you have to do is basically you can make your image, and then you can have all of these different angles. So now we have a high angle shot, we have an extreme macro shot of his face, then we have a wide establishing shot, and then we have a side angle shot. Now we have a low angle, and lastly, we have a close-up. Now the last step is generating videos from this character. So what I've done is I've connected all of these images into these video generators. And for the video generator, we're using Kling 2.6 Pro. So the last prompt that I gave it is I gave it one single prompt. If you want to have a custom prompt, then you could do that too. But I gave it a prompt of natural movement, steady camera angle, and distance. This is honestly super simple to use. If you want to connect this to something else, then you basically connect this and then you can add this to, let's say, a video upscaler. So here, if you click on Topaz Labs, then now you can connect this thing, and now you have done the last step, which is upscaling your video, but I'm not going to do it in this case. So now we have shots like this. It's pretty basic, but it looks really, really good. Okay, so to show you an example, we're gonna go and change the prompt to a female in late 30s from Asian ethnicity. Then the role, or what they are, she's a long distance runner. And then we're gonna give her a striking feature, a yellow cap worn backwards. And then for the outfit, she's wearing leggings, lightweight jacket, running shoes, and simple sports watch. And that's basically it. Now for the background, we're going with an empty riverside path cutting through the city early dawn. So now if we go over and generate this, it will take some time, but then it gives us a result like this. Okay, so there we have our image. And what you can now do is you can select all of these AI image generators and then run selected. So now all of these images will be run simultaneously. So there you have it. We have all kind of different camera angles from just one image that we have as an input. So that's how you can get started with this. Now, if you already have an image or you already have a character, but you just want to make cinematic shots, then this next workflow that I've built for you can be super useful. Now, what this workflow does is you simply add in one image. then you change this system prompt and you only have to change this part right here. So what it does is it generates 9 different images from this one reference image. So as you see, we have our coal miner from the previous workflow that we used, and then I put it into here to make somewhat of a cinematic story. Now the input that I gave it is a coal miner goes inside a coal mine, but he finds diamonds. And then this entire prompt does all of the work for you. So it literally generates an image like this, where we're still using Nano Banana Pro, and it makes all kind of different images that we're then gonna extract. So that's the next part of this workflow. So what we're doing here is I'm putting this image and I'm routing it through this router, and then I'm connecting it to this next image editor, which is Nano Banana Pro. I'm adding in a prompt, and the prompt is extract the image from row 1, column 1. Then I do the same thing for number 2, number 3, and then essentially what it does is if you take a look at this main image right here, then you can see that these scenes are exactly the same, but at an upscaled version. So if you do all of this, it might look a bit tricky, but it will keep perfect consistency from your character because it's all generated from one image. So we have our character goes into the coal mine, then he is mining, and then he looks and he finds a diamond. Then you see him with the diamond in his hands, and the next scene we have him looking slightly confused. Then he's putting the diamond somewhat in his pocket, and then he's walking away. And on he goes. Now the next part is also completely customizable. So as you can see, we're putting in this image into this LLM. Now this LLM has a system prompt attached to it. And that's why these workflows are super powerful. So it's basically analyzing what's in this image, then it's transforming this image into a prompt, and I gave it the exact output that I want to have it as. So we're going with a wide back view of the miner as he slowly lowers the raised pickaxe to rest by his side. Loose dust drifting from the ground and a faint breeze ruffling his jacket near the dark wooden mine entrance and the stacked bags. So it's basically describing what's need to happen in this scene. So then we have this shot right here, and he's slowly entering the mine. Same goes on right here. This might look tricky to you, but it's actually very easy. We just have the image as an input, and I have written this entire prompt that we're using here, and then it generates this scene with that prompt and with the image as a reference. So here we have this. Then for the next shot, we're going with this. Pretty creepy. Then we find the diamond, and this is where you kind of want to be checking your prompting, because now the AI has generated this prompt right here, and that's why it is not perfect. Like, you can almost automate this fully, but you need to put in a bit more work into this. So we have a close-up view of a rough dirty hand slowly lifting a large crystal. So we want to change crystal into diamond, and then your output would be better. Now this next one, it did really good. So here we can see the heart-shaped diamond. Gives me kind of like sinister vibes, and I love like how this turned out. Here again, you want to take a good look at your prompting. So here, change the diamond into a shiny stone, and because it takes it on as a shiny stone, it transforms it into a shiny stone. If we were to fix this by changing this into a shiny diamond, then it is all fixed. After that, he's brushing the diamond, and now we have him turning around to the mine one last time, and then he walks away. So Imagine Art with this workflow and with these LLMs is kind of like N8N building your own custom videos. Now, if you combine all of this, you could have somewhat of a cool movie. Now this next workflow is completely customizable for if you want to make cinematic ads of a product. For example, right here I'm using a Porsche 911. So what I've done with this prompt right here is I've made a custom prompt, then I've added in my reference image. Now this image could be made with Nano Banana or any tool that you want. And then I've built a custom GPT that lets you build close-up shots of your product, and then it turns those into videos. Now let me show you how you can do this. If you want to get access access to my prompt bot, then join my free community. There I will give you access to this system prompt that I'm using for this video to build my own custom GPT, and I will also share my custom GPT. So basically what you want to do is you want to upload your image. Then you want to say generate 6 different close-ups based on this image, and then you hit enter. And now from your main image, it will analyze it, and now it will start writing out different prompts that you can use to get close-ups. So then you copy this prompt, then you bring it over to your workflow, and then over here you can add your prompt in this prompt box. So if I were to do this and rerun this, then we get a new result, which is a different image, of course. So here we have a new image of the front headlight of this car. So that is essentially how you can make your own custom workflow using ImagineArt. Now, I've been pretty impressed by all of this, and if you want to try this out, then I will leave the link for my workflows in the description down below. If you try your best, then you can make some pretty cool, realistic AI cinematic ads like this one. Click the video on the screen right now if you want to see more ways how you can make cinematic ads using AI.